As the world mourns Pope Francis, history's most secretive transfer of power begins. White smoke, the path to a new pope, guides you through this momentous transition. We explain exactly what happens next, leading to the dramatic conclave vote. Learn how each ritual unfolds, what each tradition means, and why these ancient ceremonies still matter today. Follow along as the throne of St. Peter stands empty and a new chapter in church history begins. White Smoke, available wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you know what a group of flamingos is called? That's just one of thousands of facts you'll discover on 5 daily trivia questions. Hi, I'm Mark Ellison. Join me every weekday for 5 mind-expanding questions about everything from ancient history to modern technology. Perfect for impressing friends or dominating your next pub quiz. 5 daily trivia questions. And the answer, a group of flamingos, is called a flamboyance. 5 daily trivia questions.
Caloroga Shark Media.
Hi there, I'm Johnny Mac with 5 good news Christmas stories. A nonverbal boy baked dozens of Christmas pies to replace a chef's stolen holiday batch. Yeah, a Christmas market called the St. Nicholas Fair in York City, not New York City, York City, was set to feature 2,500 pies baked by Chef Tommy Banks. However, the van transporting the pies to the event was stolen. 11-year-old Joshie was reading the news with his father. And although he's nonverbal, he understood what was happening, that a man was sad, and that pies needed to be baked. Joshie held up an iPad, which he uses to communicate. On it, he wrote, "I see sad man, pies finished." Joshie's father, Dan, told the BBC, Joshie doesn't speak, but cooking and baking is his way of showing creativity. He wanted to show, especially at Christmas, that these kinds of things shouldn't be happening. Since then, Joshie's been busy baking dozens of pies in all different flavors, and especially his personal favorite, apple pie. Dad's been in touch with Chef Banks. Any pies that the chef can't use will be donated to a local food bank. A man went online and ordered a 4-foot inflatable Santa. Well, a 20-foot inflatable Santa showed up. Dave said, as soon as it arrived, I thought the box was a little bigger than expected, but just rolled with it. And as soon as I started getting it out, I realized, it was much bigger than what we had ordered. And I thought, let's go with it, because it's such a pain to send these things back. It took 10 minutes to inflate, and it kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and then it was taller than a house. So what do? You post this on social media, right? The clip's been seen more than 35,000 times. Dave said, we were having a good laugh with it, and people are amazed at how big it kept getting, and then as it kept growing, people started to pass by, and our road's a bit of a dead end. Usually it's quiet, but as soon as we were putting it up, several people started passing by. We started getting lots of comments. One person walking their dog said they could see it from the bottom of the road. Another neighbor was laughing at it as well. There were a few people who started taking photos of it like it was a tourist attraction. It's not all fun and games, though, with an inflatable Santa. Dave says it's a real dilemma because of the more practical side of it. With windy weather, it keeps blowing all over the place, and I've got a fear that it'll blow down the street and do some damage. Another thing we didn't think about at first is now we can't park our cars on the driveway. I personally want to keep it, but my wife is being more realistic and wants to send it back. A 4-year-old boy with leukemia has dropped off more than 400 bags of Christmas presents at the children's hospitals where he received care. Elliot and his mother, Harley, decided to give back. They set up an Amazon wish list so members of the community could purchase gifts. They ended up with 346 items, including party bags, chocolate, games, bubbles, stickers, stationery, and more. Harley said, from what I've experienced, you're stuck in a room and you're unable to leave because of viruses, and it gets very boring. The reception from the patients was brilliant. The nurses were all amazed by how much there was. We wheeled in this huge crate of presents. The kids love it, and it's nice to know other people are with you, standing alongside you. The community's been amazing. It was heartwarming to see how many people got involved. Gary and Anna say it takes them 12 months to get their home ready for Christmas. They have a 24,000 light Christmas display. They link all of them through Gary's laptop and are synchronized in time with music. There's not only all the planning, it takes 6 weeks to build the thing. Gary says as soon as one show's finished, we start planning for the following year. Even during the time we're running a Christmas show, we start thinking about next year, about the songs, the sequences, the props. It really does start in January. Over the summer, Gary will take his time to build and repair the props from the previous year and use his computer programming skills to light them up in time with the music. Gary says, from October, it's all I do. As soon as I finish work, I go straight into getting it all ready. It's a huge amount of work setting it up. It's a 30-minute light show. It plays every Thursday to Sunday night through the month of December. He'll also run the show on Christmas Eve. Over the past 4 years, they've raised thousands of dollars for cancer research, the British Heart Foundation, and a local charity. This year, they are fundraising for Alzheimer's Scotland in memory of Anna's grandmother who had dementia. Gary says, every year we get folks saying, I wouldn't want to have your electricity bill. It's not about the cost for us. It's about what we can raise for charity. All right, parents, when we come back, Santa sent me another note. You know, Santa's been sending me notes. He's working on some stuff for the kids for Christmas, and he doesn't want the kids' surprise to be ruined. So let's not ruin Christmas, okay? So parents, if you listen to this program with the kids, why don't you hit stop on the episode? Everybody else, I'll be right back. White Smoke. The Path to a New Pope explores humanity's most elaborate and secretive transfer of power, a process now unfolding following the death of Pope Francis. This series reveals the hidden rituals, ancient traditions, and behind-the-scenes drama of papal transition. As the Catholic world enters this solemn period of mourning and anticipation, join us in witnessing how the Church has perfected this sacred process over 2,000 years, and what happens in these crucial days when the throne of St. Peter stands empty. White Smoke brings listeners inside the conclave that will determine who will succeed Pope Francis and lead the Church into its next chapter. White Smoke, wherever you get your podcasts.
You can get this podcast completely ad-free right now. If you're on Apple, just click the banner that says Uninterrupted Listening, and you'll get your first month free. If you use Spotify or other podcast players, go to caloroga.com/plus. It's just $5 a month, and you'll get access to over 20 premium shows with no interruptions. Binge listen to new series like the political thriller Acting President, Signal Lost, where military secrets land on the wrong phone, and Pager Protocol, the thriller about exploding pagers in the wrong hands. Plus, enjoy daily shows like Palace Intrigue about the royal family, daily comedy news, and 5 daily trivia questions to test your knowledge, and White Smoke, taking you behind the scenes at what's happening right now at the Vatican. You also get all our hot shows like 5 good news stories. Enjoy your favorite content without any ad breaks. Remember, Apple users click the uninterrupted listening banner for your free first month, and everyone else head to caloroga.com/plus. Get ad-free listening today.
Okay, parents, the kids aren't listening right now, are they? If they are, hit stop, okay? Because Santa sent me a note, and I don't want to ruin Christmas and everybody. I don't want to get a note going, Johnny Mac on your podcast, are you crazy? How did you do that story? Are you nuts? So hit stop, okay? All right, here we go. Spoilers. Scientists have figured out the face of the man behind Santa Claus, St. Nicholas of Myra, an early Christian. No depiction of the man behind the myth survives from his lifetime, with most representations of old St. Nick dating to centuries after his death in 343 AD. Now his living face can be seen for the first time since the days of the late Roman Empire after experts forensically rebuilt his features using his skull. Cicero is the lead author of the study and said the skull is a very robust appearance, generating a strong face. As the dimensions on the horizontal axis are larger than average, this resulted in a broad face curiously compatible with the 1823 poem. This characteristic combined with a thick beard is very reminiscent of the figure we have in mind when we think of Santa Claus. Josh Luis Lira is an expert in these things and reminds us he was a bishop who lived in the early centuries of Christianity and had the courage to defend and live the teachings of Jesus even at the risk of his life. He challenged the authorities, including the Roman emperor, for this choice. He helped those in need so frequently and so effectively that when people sought a symbol for kindness for Christmas, the inspiration came from him. His memory is universal not only among Christians, but among all peoples. And those are your 5 good news Christmas stories for today. Normal episode tomorrow. We'll keep doing these Christmas episodes on the extra 4 days, and then after Christmas I'll settle back into a Monday, Wednesday, Friday rhythm as I have done throughout the year. I appreciate you listening. If you enjoy the program, share it with a friend. That helps grow the show. All right, see you tomorrow. Thank you.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit To get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/kidsandfamily. Just go to Indeed.com/kidsandfamily right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.